Well, felt like doing a different kind of video today. See what it goes. So I had this conversation in the past couple of months multiple times with friends and acquaintances and people that I met along the road and travels and stuff. And it's kind of about doubting yourself when you're starting something new, or it doesn't necessarily have to be something new, like you're starting to feel doubts along the road is what I'm trying to say. And people have this notion that every time you start something new, which is dangerous or weird or just new for you, you're supposed to feel this inner confidence and you're supposed to have all the information about all the bumps and the problems that can happen along the way, and you need to know all the methodologies and everything else that you need to know about this topic. It's never going to feel that way. Most of the time it feels like you're standing in a dark alley and you can't even explain the idea that you have to yourself, let alone to your perceived audience or what your audience is supposed to be. It's always something unfinished, it's always something in your brain that you feel is kind of fragile and you're unprepared. And the worst part isn't that others are not going to believe in what you're doing or your idea, is that you don't believe in it. You wait, you consume more content, you think about all the stuff that you're going to do in the future, you look for confirmation, and the longer you wait, the heavier the idea itself becomes, and the less motivation you will have in the long run to actually start doing it. At this point in my life, I firmly believe that the ultimate recipe to doing stuff that you like is to just start doing it and figure out the details along the way. You really need to be confident in your own ability, to, again, just go down a path and figure stuff out as you go. Because you will never have all the information that you perceivably need in order to achieve a certain goal that you have, because you've never been there before. You don't have the experience, you don't have the know-how, and you haven't made the necessary mistakes that come along with everything that you're planning. The second part of this whole thing is, like, there's a moment in your life, multiple of them actually, which all of these motivational gurus and everybody who's trying to tell you how to do YouTube or how to plan your own path, journaling, whatever it is, there's a moment that nobody talks about or very rarely mentions. When you realize you're not gonna have any help in the beginning, and it's not at all because people are cruel. It's just because they're busy living their own lives. And trust me, everybody's life perceived from their own view is just as complicated as yours, if not more. And that's when self-belief kind of becomes mandatory, and you need to learn the skill to just ignore whatever anybody around you says. Because realistically, wherever you want to be in your life, what's in here and in your heart, nobody else knows. Nobody knows how to get where you want to be because nobody else is currently there. Chances are, your current friend group or whoever you surround yourself with don't even essentially know what you're talking about or why you want to go through this entire process of chaos, self-doubt, pain, whatever it is, and sacrifices along the way that you ultimately will have to decide if you're willing to commit. I haven't heard a single success story which starts like, I was completely prepared and I knew exactly what I needed to do. That's like 1 in a billion. Mostly people start actual change and start modifying at first small things about their lives and their daily routines and whatever it may be, because staying the same becomes a lot more painful than whatever you may encounter if you actually start doing what you want to start doing. It's basically just saying, like, even if this fails and goes nowhere, I'm gonna do it anyway. And there's always gonna be people who are going to throw dirt from the sidelines at you. And there's gonna be people who tell you, like, oh, they're gonna say that you're weird. Who's they? Random people on the internet? Alright, my friends already know I'm weird. That's why we're friends. Remember, those people who are not doing the stuff that you're doing, they're on the sidelines for a reason. And I don't mean that in a negative way at all. They're just, again, busy with their own thing. They're probably figuring out shit for their own lives. And they have no business educating you about something that they ultimately know nothing about. And if you're at the beginning of changing something and doing something new with your life, and you feel like you're unseen or nobody cares or whatever, I'm here to tell you that's sort of like everybody feels at the beginning of anything. There are going to be lonely parts of your journey. There are going to be successful and exciting ones, which are ultimately the reasons why you chose to do this. But what I'm trying to say is, don't let self-doubt, or anybody else's external doubt for that matter, deter you from trying something new. Even if it ultimately doesn't become anything bigger, or if you don't make it something bigger and you decide to choose something else, you're gonna learn skills along the way. And that's in no way, shape, or form a bad thing. So I guess as an ending to this very weird video, start anyway. It's gotta be worth it, I promise.